and rock.
Ooh yeah. Well, alright, we're jamming. I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming.
Welcome to Taste Buds, and today we are doing an extra special favorite today. We're making kimchi fried rice. Yes guys, kimchi fried rice. This is Korean food at its best, and we do hope you will stick around and see how we make it. Alright, now the first thing we're gonna need is rice, and this is leftover rice because it's better to use when you're making fried rice. It's better to use a little bit of leftover rice or stale rice. That's what we call it. And this here is kimchi, and kimchi is fermented cabbage, and it is fermented in a nice and spicy, somewhat spicy sauce. It's not pleasant to the smell for most people, especially those who are island folks who are not familiar with it. You may not like the smell at all. However, it's pretty good, and it's in high demand in Asian cuisine. Over here we have some Korean pepper chili paste, and this is highly recommended for the dish. If you make it without the dish, then it's really not authentic. I have some toasted sesame seed oil here. I have some sesame seed that we'll add as well at the end for garnish. I'm adding mushrooms to my fried rice, and my fried rice is gonna be vegan. Yes, the rice is gonna be vegan today. The end of it usually requires you to put an egg, on the top, but you can leave that off. The egg would make it not vegan, but you can leave it off. But the classic kimchi fried rice requires you to put a sunny side up fried egg on the top, but we're not gonna do that today. All right, then we have some bell peppers. I'm using bell peppers just to add a little bit of color to the dish. I'm adding garlic, and I'm adding some onion, and the scallions will be used to garnish. So let's get into it. I'm gonna chop up these vegetables right quick, and then we get into the cooking ASAP. Once again, stay tuned. Yes, this is Taste Buds kimchi fried rice. So now I'm just pretty much preparing my vegetables, and you want to make sure that your vegetables are cut into bite-sized pieces. As I said, the mushroom is my substitute for meat, so I'm doing my mushroom, and then of course I'm adding my garlic, and I'm cutting my garlic real fine, and the garlic and the onion is what I'm gonna use to saute my mushroom, because you want to prepare the mushroom a little bit. You don't just want to add the mushroom to the pot just like that. So I'm using the onion and the garlic especially for my mushroom. Now the bell peppers are not original to the dish, but as Yardie always says, I'm turning my hand to make fashion, and I like a little color in my dish, so I'm adding the bell pepper. Please excuse me if you're a kimchi fried rice purist. All right, so we're just cutting them into dices and adding them to our dish. With the green onions, what I'm doing is I'm cutting off the base or the white section of the green onions, and I'm gonna add that to my mushroom mixture and allow that to flavor the mushroom. And then I'm gonna use the green parts of the green onions or scallions to garnish my dish. So that's the whole plan for that right there. And with my kimchi, I'm just removing it from the bottle. Normally, they would strain this off and allow the liquid to fall into another container just to re-add it to the fried rice at a later point. However, I'm not going to go into all of that. I'm just going to put it on my cutting board and dice it up into bite-sized pieces so that I can incorporate everything and just work with it. All right, so you can strain it off if you so choose and then reuse the liquid. However, I'm just gonna go with it as it is right now and just cut it up into bite-sized pieces, and we're ready to start our cooking. Okay, so in this pot now I have some oil, and I use maybe about 4 tablespoons of regular cooking oil, and to that I'm adding my onions, garlic, and scallions. I have the flame on medium to low because I don't want this to burn any at all. I just want to sweat it through. And beautiful. And once this has been toasted nicely, I'm gonna add my mushrooms. Yes. So now this has toasted up a little bit. I'm adding my mushrooms, and the mushrooms here is really and truly replacing any type of meat protein, animal protein, because this is vegan. So normally you could add bacon or ham to this, or beef if you have beef, or chicken. You could add even chicken, but I'm adding my mushrooms to this at this time, and I just want my mushrooms to get nice and toasty. So normally you wouldn't even pressure yourself to put all of this stuff in there, if you weren't adding mushrooms. All right, so let me season up my mushrooms just a little bit. I'm adding some black pepper, and I'm adding some spicy garlic flavor here. Not too spicy because obviously we're using kimchi that does have a little bit of spice. And you also want to watch your salt intake because kimchi is traditionally salty. In this case, I'm adding some of my mushroom and company from Trader Joe's. This is not normal to the dish, but as I said, I'm making my meat substitute along the way. And I'm releasing some of the mushroom flavor at this time. And it's nice, going nicely. Alright, after this I'm gonna add my kimchi. Mushroom has come down a little bit, and I'm gonna add my kimchi at this time. And I'm making sure all the juices, normally you would strain off the juices and add the juice a little bit later on, but I'm not doing it that way today. So you want to add your kimchi now, and you want to incorporate it into your mushrooms. And the smell of the kimchi changes once it touches the heat. You don't get that pungent fermented smell anymore. What you instead get is a very, very flavorful aroma. Smells a little bit unusual, but it's nice. Good. I have a very unique ingredients. This is Korean chili paste, and this is how it looks. And this is an essential part of the dish, and so I'm gonna add this to it at this time, and I'm gonna use a small amount because I'm not sure how spicy it is, so I'm gonna test it with that. All right, and here we go. Yeah, and now my hands are clean, guys. Just take off this chili paste off my fingers. And it is not overly spicy. That means we can use a little bit more. So I'm gonna add a little bit more to it and let it incorporate nicely into my kimchi. There you go. Alright, great. Nice. Everything looks good. And at this time, I'm gonna add my rice. And it's very easy, guys. I have my rice here, and I'm just gonna add my rice and start to incorporate that. Alright? And the next thing I'm gonna add is a little water. If you want to, you know, the kimchi fried rice is not too much of a dry rice like we are normally used to. It always adds a little liquid and allow it to gel together. So once I add my water, I'm pretty much just gonna allow this to gel together. I want to get the rice and the kimchi mixed in properly so that everything runs smoothly. I'm gonna add some sesame oil at this time. Just a little bit of sesame oil. Yep. And you want to put your fire on a moderate heat and just allow this to fermentate. Yes, that's my new word, fermentate. Nice. Nice. And I'll come back and show you the finishing when I'm done. Yes, look at it, nice. And we are almost at the end, guys. Yes, you see that? We're getting that nice flavor on the bottom right there. And you want to spin this around a couple times because you don't want it to burn, but you want the rice to get nice and toasty. Yes, man. You see what may I show you? And then to add some color to my dish, because you know me already, I'm adding some bell peppers. It's not original to the dish, but I like colors, I like vibes and flavor. So I'm adding some bell peppers, and my kimchi fried rice is almost ready, guys. Almost ready. Yes, trust me on that. Looking good and smelling even more so. Awesome. Yes. I promise you can try this in here in a couple of weeks. You're gonna love it. Here I have another addition to the dish, guys. I wanted you to see this. This is roasted seaweed. Yes. And I picked this up at Trader Joe's. Yes, man. Look at that. I know you can hardly see it, but this is seaweed, and that's the finishing. That's part of the garnish for this dish, along with some sesame seed. So I'm gonna just start the plate and garnish right now, and you guys are gonna love it. I promise you that. Watch and see. Here is our kimchi fried rice, guys, and I just want to finish up with some fresh green onions. And you want to use a lot. You don't want to skip on the onions. And then I have my seaweed here that you're pretty much just gonna add your seaweed. Beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. And then you want to sprinkle with a generous sprinkle of toasted sesame seeds. And as I told you guys, this is a vegan version of this dish, and so I'm going to just finish it up with a nice replacement for my egg, which is a couple slices of cucumbers, or cucumber as we say in Jamaica. Beautiful. Beautiful. There you have it, folks. Yes, beautiful kimchi fried rice. And I do hope that you will love this one and you will try it in your neck of the woods. Remember, stick and stay to Yardie Belly TV and like, share, subscribe. And of course, guys, I promise you we're coming with even more so beautiful dish. Yes, remember me tell you, peace and love and joy. Nice. Thank you for watching Taste Buds today. Remember, guys, live and laugh, cook and eat. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment in the box below. And give us a thumbs up. Yardie Belly TV. Peace and love.